Welcome to M7 My Mind Matters. I'm Paul Becque from EngageWithSuccess.com. This is the ultimate destination for exploring the inner workings of your mind, unlocking the secrets to cultivating a success mindset, and igniting your personal growth for lasting inner peace. Through immersive workshops, you will experience the synergy of breathwork, mindfulness, and meditation as catalysts for your mental fitness and profound transformation. You'll be guided on a path to embrace the present moment, master your mind, and cultivate emotional management. Engage with success and attain your state of grace by tuning in for the live broadcast of M7 My Mind Matters on Mondays at 7 p.m. UK time, or catch up at your convenience on social media. Visit EngageWithSuccess.com and click on the resources button for links and plenty of free inspiration. Hello there, thanks for joining us here on My Mind Matters. It's every Monday at 7 o'clock. We go live and we're talking about tools that will help you enjoy a better quality of life, to feel more relaxed, to enjoy the moment far more, and just to be at ease with yourself and everyone around you. Now, tonight, we'll be talking about the benefits of calmness. And I've had the opportunity the last 2 weeks. I've been away in the US of A, Arizona, California, Nevada, and I had a few episodes where I got to really test the benefits of calmness. So there are a few occasions when I really was blissed out and enjoying everything. There are a couple of occasions when I was really pushed to the edge where I could feel myself just wanting to lose the plot and go crazy. But what's the benefits from that? What do you benefit from getting upset, from getting noisy, from falling out with people, from being rude to other people? That's the question to ask yourself. What do you benefit from that? I will always argue that if you feel good, if you feel happy, if you feel better about yourself, then that's the best place that you can be. Don't let other people force you to become the person that you don't want to be. And these 3 tools that we share on M7 My Mind Matters, these 3 tools enable you to really get in touch with yourself, to connect with yourself at a very deep level so that you can enjoy happiness and you can become in control of your own personality. You can become in control of your emotions, emotional management, and ultimately you can control your thoughts. I like to call that mind mastery. And that's what tonight is all about. Now, having been away the last couple of weeks and been on a totally different timescale, 8 hours behind, I am a little bit concerned that tonight I could fall asleep. When we put video on and I'm talking you through the meditation and the mindfulness, I closed my eyes too. The first few months it probably wasn't months, maybe the first few weeks that I started M7, My Mind Matters, I would close my eyes too and just chat to you. And I realized one day, why would anyone want to watch a video clip of someone sat there with their eyes closed? And that's why I now put the video clips in. But I do close my eyes and enjoy the journey with you. And when I come out the other side, I promise you, I am blissed out. I am totally calm. I am very relaxed. That's a great place to be, right? And so I actually benefit from doing these classes or workshops, I like to call them, because you get to experience what I share with you rather than just talking about it. Okay, let's get on with it. For those of you that are new to this, you might hear the terms, you will hear the terms breath work, mindfulness, and meditation. And that may mean something to you. It may mean nothing to you, whether you're at this end of the scale or this end of the scale, or this end of the scale and this end of the scale. It doesn't matter. Whether you're brand new to breathwork, mindfulness, or meditation, or even all 3, this will work for you because I'll talk you through everything. And I would say if you've already experienced any or all of those tools, then you might just want to clear your mind, because I may well teach you and guide you in a very different way to what you've been accustomed to. And that doesn't mean that my way is right. It's for me, whatever works best for you. If you find that you meditate and you come out of it blissed out, then that's working for you. If you find that you've tried meditation, this is what I hear from a lot of my clients, they try meditation, but doing it on their own is so much more difficult, then you might really enjoy these guided meditations. Okay, so I like to start with breath work because it's the quickest, it's the simplest. For me, this is a great way to start mindfulness, and this is a great way to start meditation. Then we'll go into the mindfulness. And again, if that doesn't mean anything to you, don't worry. And if you've done it before, maybe you've been to classes, maybe you've practiced online, maybe you haven't resonated with it, then give tonight's a go. And then we'll move into meditation. So these are all about benefits of being calm. And all three of these tools tonight are really, really pertinent to calmness. So you could use these tools, and I share this information over and over and over again. And I encourage you to practice with and without me again and again and again and again, because it is practice. Just like a runner, if they run a lot, they find that they can run further and easier, and their lungs get used to it, their body gets used to it. It's the same with mindfulness. It's the same with meditation. It's the same with breath work. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And I will explain to you the philosophy behind each of these tools as we make our way through it. So we'll start with breath work. And breath work really is, we breathe, right? Every day. We're breathing anyway. You don't need me to guide you towards breath. But just think about this. When you're anxious, when you're nervous, there's a very good chance that your breathing changes. If you're running up and down stairs, or even walking up and down lots of stairs, you're going to find that your breath changes. When you're going to do something that you might find exhilarating or scary, perhaps a public speech, perhaps talking to co-workers, and maybe offering a meeting or a presentation, these things, go for an interview, job interview specifically, or on a date, you can find that your breathing can change dramatically. And so what we're talking here is conscious breath work, being conscious of the way you breathe and using it to help your body respond in a much calmer way. I always like to close my eyes. I think it's the best way to do it, but you can do all of this with your eyes open. So imagine a couple of scenarios. If you were at work and I don't know, maybe you've got a big phone call to do, and you're in an office on your own, then you can sit at your desk and do the breath work quietly. But if you're in an office that other people can see you, or if there's glass windows to your office and everyone can see you, and you're uncomfortable with them seeing you with your eyes closed, you can do it with your eyes open, or you could go to the bathroom, or you can make sure your back's towards everyone and they don't even know that you've got your eyes closed. So there's all sorts of ways that you can make this work. This is without doubt the quickest and fastest way to get to emotional management and to get to mind mastery. And it is probably the quickest of three. You can do 10, 15 minutes if you want to, but generally I find that just a couple of minutes of this really gets you at ease. The closest thing I can imagine that people will be aware of if they haven't done breath work is when people get into a panic attack, they often tell you to breathe into a brown paper bag. This is from the movies, right, in America, but to breathe into a paper bag and just to see it inflating and then being sucked down again, and inflating and then deflating, inflating and deflating. And this just helps you to see and visualize your breath, as well as hearing the bag rustle and as well as calming your breath down. So it's very, very tactile if you use a bag. No need to use the bag. Let's do it right now. Okay, so I'm going to get you to close your eyes, and I want you to get nice and comfortable in your chair. If you have been on your feet all day long and perhaps you're a little bit tired, perhaps maybe you've been away on holiday, then do take the opportunity to stand up and shake it out so you don't fall asleep. And hey, if you do fall asleep, that's fine. Maybe you need to sleep, and so then it's super fine. Okay, so just close your eyes and start to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And whilst we do this, I want you to think about the serene world of calmness. Just think about being calm right here, right now. In fact, why not imagine yourself in a tranquil garden where the hustle and the bustle of the outside world can't get to you, it can't touch you. That's what being calm is like on the inside. I like to call this your state of grace. In fact, I've thought many times about changing the name of this podcast from My Mind Matters to State of Grace, because ultimately that's where I want to get you, into a state of grace. Your state dictates the way you feel during the day. We tend to have a state of grace. It's not necessarily a grace, but it's certainly a state or default state is the way I like to explain it, that we fall into. And that might mean that you're quite numb most of the time. It might mean you're super happy most of the time. And it might mean that if you're on your own, there's nobody around, that actually you might feel sad or anxious or nervous. That's your default state. A state of grace is really fulfilling. And ideally, this will put a friendly buffer between you and the chaos of everyday life. We'll take a deeper dive in this a little bit later, but let's get into this breath work. So nice deep breath in through your nose, hold on to it for a few moments, and when you're ready, let it out through your mouth. And then I'll do it to counts, so you can follow along to the counts. We'll start with counts of 3. So in through the nose for 1, 2, 3. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3. And let it go for 1, 2, 3. Let's go 4. Okay, in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Before we go on to 5, just make it clear to any newbies, anyone that's joined us for the first time, the reason I use this particular platform is because I can't see you. So I don't do interaction. I purposely don't go to the chat. There is a chat. You can send messages. I will see them all afterwards. Or you can always email me, info@engagewithsuccess.com. But during this presentation, I don't do any of that. I could. I think I did the first 3 or 4 weeks of doing this podcast, but I decided it just gets in the way. So feel free to ask questions and post statements, and I'll get to those afterwards. Just think about right now, how are you feeling? Are you calmer than you were when you started tonight? Have you had a tough day? Were you wound up? Was it a particular event? Was it a particular person? Was it just one of those days when everything seemed to go wrong? How's it been for you? Okay, let's go for the count of 5. So in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now whilst you're sat there with your eyes closed, feeling very relaxed, very calm, just imagine right now feeling very, very happy. As you breathe in, imagine breathing in happiness, breathing in joy, breathing in love. And then hold on to it for a few moments and then let it out. Now, as you breathe out, imagine that being any negativity, any tension, any wind-ups that happened today. Imagine all of that being released. So you're drawing in the happiness, drawing in the joy, breathing in the love. You hold on to it for a moment, and then when you let it out, it releases tension, anxiety, stress, any of those things. This is a big part of all the tools tonight, because when you're calm, your body is in a much happier place. Stress, I just use the word, that's what's triggered me into talking about this. Stress is a sneaky health saboteur. It gets shown the door when you're calm. Your heart rate slows down, it chills out. Your blood pressure takes a holiday, if you will, takes a break. And all those stress hormones like cortisol take a nosedive. This is not just good news for your mood. I talked about your regular mood, where you might be when you're on your own on an ordinary day. Where are you? What's your default mood? We've done a podcast on that. One of the episodes was on that just a few weeks ago. This is like sending out a wellness memo to your entire body. And we're just breathing at this point. This is just breathing. So can you see the benefits of this? Now, you may like to start your day with breath work, and that can be as simple as sat on the end of the bed and just take 2-3 minutes to close your eyes and breathe in and out consciously. Maybe you like to do it on your lunch break every day. And if you can make this a daily habit, it will become far more powerful. And if it's not going to work for you before you go to work, maybe you go to the gym, maybe you're in a rush, and hey, going to the gym, working out before you go to work is a great thing too. That releases all those happy hormones that will get you in a good place. And then you might want to consider doing it at the end of the day. Maybe when you've just got home, before you go to cook dinner, before you spend time with the family, just take a moment to get maybe to the bedroom, or if you're lucky enough to have a study, an office, a conservatory, just hide yourself away for a few minutes. This is not 15 minutes. This is not half an hour. This is literally 2 or 3 minutes. Allow this superpower to really help you feel much happier. Let it smooth out your emotions, giving you the opportunity to tap into right here, right now. Okay. I want you to put a big smile on your face. Again, you still got your eyes closed. I can't see you. I can't hear you. That's why I use these platforms. So you are completely and utterly at liberty to make noise. So when I say noise, if you think, well, what sort of noise would I make? As you're breathing in through your nostrils, you might want to make that fairly noisy. And then as you let the air out, there are options. You don't have to do any of that. It doesn't have to be noisy. I actually like it. It does feel good. I feel like I'm taking a much deeper breath. But there's no reason why you have to do that. You find your way. And that's why I will share different techniques. Not every week. I tend to like to run with something for a few weeks that you get accustomed to it. And then I'll bring something new in. Okay. Just before we end the breath work, smile on your face. Just one that's comfortable. It doesn't have to be a cheesy grin, but just a nice smile. And as you feel those muscles in your face moving, maybe you can feel the joy and happiness coming down into the body. You can feel the eyes curling up as the smile is large. Okay, final nice deep breath in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Okay, when you're ready, open your eyes. And hopefully you can already feel a sense of calmness. If that works for you, if you're liking it, what I encourage you to do is a little bit of breath work every day. Find out the best time for you so you can make it a regular exercise that you'll do at the same time every day, maybe 6 o'clock every morning, or at 7 o'clock every evening, or lunchtime every day, or maybe 10 o'clock in the morning for a mid-morning break. Whatever's best for you. There's no right or wrong here. And of course, this is just one of 3 tools I share with you, and you could use all 3 in a day if you wanted to, or just stick to breath work. It's entirely up to you. But the point is, do something about this. If you just join the podcast once a week, you'll get benefits from it. But if you do it every day, you'll get more benefits from it. And if you say, well, I only really like it when you do the guided meditation or the guided mindfulness or the guided breath work, then take the opportunity to go to the website, engagewithsuccess.com, go to resources, click on the podcast, and then you can just follow. I don't know how many episodes there are now, but certainly more than 30, and pick one. Maybe you'll find one that's particularly good for the mood that you're in. Or maybe you're stressed out at the moment and you think this would be a good one for me. Or maybe you're going through a midlife crisis, which I talked about recently. All of these things are listed on there. Go and have a look. And if there's something in particular that you would like me to address or focus on, again, email me or buzz me a message on chat and I'll have a look afterwards. All right, I want to move on to mindfulness. Now, mindfulness works in a very different way to the breath work. You could argue that breath work is a form of mindfulness, but what I'm going to use is the 5 senses. So our sight, our hearing, our smell, our taste, and our touch. The five senses that we're all accustomed to, I'm going to use those for ways for us to tap in to calmness and serenity. I'm also a positive intelligence coach. If that doesn't mean anything to you, feel free to go and Google positive intelligence, positiveintelligence.com, and read all about it. It's very powerful stuff. And we teach you to use tools every day. In fact, there's a brilliant app that you can use. If that's working for you, if you like the idea of it, go read the website. And if you're like, this is amazing, I like the sound of it, reach out to me, because I can get you a deal on that. All righty. Let's go into mindfulness. So when you're ready, close your eyes. And because we're going to start with our eyes closed, what I'm going to do is take the opportunity to start with sound. So I'm going to turn off the sound that I've got right here. I want you to listen to the sounds in the room that you're in. What can you hear right now? So maybe you can hear sounds in the room next door. Maybe you can hear the TV. Maybe you can hear family talking. Maybe you can hear neighbours talking. Don't know how thin or thick your walls might be. And of course, you could be in a flat, you could be in a house, you could be in a giant house, a mansion. Maybe you live in a caravan or a mobile home. There are so many different places people live in these days. What's going on in the room that you're in? Now try to bring the attention to the sound actually in the room that you're in. So if you can hear the TV next door, it might be in your house, or it might be a neighbour's, but just focus on what you can hear inside the room. Have you got air conditioning? If you've got a laptop or a desktop computer, you can hear the fan whirring. Maybe it's cold enough you've lit a fire and you can hear that crackling. If you can't hear anything in the room you're in, just breathe a little louder. So a nice deep breath in through the nose. And then we let it out. Just make a little noise on purpose so you can hear that. Just focus on it and listen to the sounds. Just listen, pay attention to the sounds. Is it a nice flow? Does it make you want to cough? Can you hear yourself? Can you hear maybe, or feel maybe some phlegm on your chest, something of that nature? Just start paying attention to all the sensations going on in your body when you listen to the sound of your breathing. Okay, let's go a little further afield now. Let's go outside the room that we're in. So you might want to start inside the building you're in. Maybe you can hear the neighbors or the family next door. You can just listen to the sound, see what you can identify. And the whole idea of this is not to stop you thinking, but to distract your thinking. So if you've been having a hard day, a tough day, a negative day, a stressful day, that will be caused by the thoughts that you're having. You are stressing yourself out. I know we don't always think that way. We blame other people, we blame our jobs, we blame the work, but actually it's our thinking that creates the stress. And now by diverting our attention and putting our attention on the sound of something else, everything calms down. I remember Bob Proctor. That's not a name you know. Feel free to look up Bob or look under the resources button on engagewithsuccess.com. A brilliant speaker from Canada, super successful man. And he said to me, you don't have to slow down, just calm down. Sometimes people do say to you, oh, slow down. You slow down. But, we're busy people. We like to be productive. We have lots to do. That's the way the world is today. But you can be busy. You can be productive. And by being calm, by being in your state of grace, you might even find that you do more than ever. And more importantly, you might find that you're really, really happy about what's going on. You're enjoying what you're doing. So ultimately, when your body isn't spending its energy on stress, you can focus on the good stuff. And of course, when it comes to health, that could mean healing and even repairing. So that's really good reasons to do this. That means being calm isn't just a state of mind, it's a state of body too. It can boost your immune system. It can make you less likely to catch colds, which obviously are going to be around this time of year as we move towards winter. And perhaps you're already fighting something off. Well, staying calm can really help you to recover faster. Okay, now take your attention outside the room that you're in and start to hear what's outside. Can you hear perhaps cars or pedestrians outside? Now, if this had been last night, November the 5th, you would have heard fireworks galore, I'm sure. Just let your attention go outside. Listen for something. Maybe you're in the countryside. Maybe you can hear birds. Maybe it's windy where you are and you can hear the wind in the trees. Maybe you've got double glazing. It's hard to hear anything, but you can hear a hum of traffic in the distance. Or perhaps you're near an airport and you can hear planes flying overhead, just faintly in the distance. I'll be quiet for a moment. Just pay exquisite attention to any sound you can find. Okay. Now, did you notice that when I stop talking, your mind may wander? And if that's the case, if you found that the minute I stop talking, because whilst I'm talking, I probably got your attention. Whilst I'm talking, you're translating what I'm saying, you're trying to make sense of it all, you're listening to instructions, and that can keep your mind busy. But the minute I stop talking and let you listen to sounds alone, there's a good chance that your mind began to wander. I want to make this very, very clear to you. That's typical. That's normal. Do not be upset. Do not be frustrated by that. That is very, very typical. But what we can do with practice is learn to keep our mind where we want it. We can stop it from wandering. Now, that is a skill. That is an art. That is a practice. And so just like going to the gym to build up your physical muscles in your body, think of this as your mind gym. And you come here to build up your muscles of your mind, to master your mind. And that's the exciting thing about this. In fact, I just heard Jim Rohn say the other day, obviously we're recording because he's no longer with us, and Jim Rohn was a mentor to Tony Robbins, one of certainly the most famous coach on the planet. And Jim Rohn was saying that rather than putting all your effort into your job, put more effort into your behavior and the way you live your life. So lots of us focus on our job. Yeah, we've got to make money, right? We've got to earn a living. But rather than focusing on your job, try focusing on yourself and start to determine who you would like to be. Maybe you are a bit of a hothead, or maybe you're just not productive. Maybe you feel like you're a bit lazy, or you just can't get motivated. There's all sorts of things that happen to us in life, and it can be tough. But don't let any of that wind you up. Stay calm. Now, I've only done hearing, so I better get a wiggle on here and get behind. So we've focused on sound. Any of the five senses can work. Let's now go to smell. It's probably one of the most difficult. It certainly is for me. My wife has a keen sense of smell. I can't get away with anything, and she will smell it. So if you know what I mean. So take an opportunity right now just to smell. What can you smell? If you sniff, maybe there's a fire alight in the house, or maybe in the room you're in. Perhaps you can smell your aftershave, or maybe you've just kissed your other half and you can smell their aftershave or their perfume. Maybe you've been to the gym and you just sat down to do this afterwards, and you can smell your body. You've been sweating. You've been on the treadmill. You've been on the bike. You've been lifting weights. You broke a sweat. Okay, let's go to touch. Keeping your eyes closed, just allow your hands to go up and down on the top of your legs and feel the fabric of the garments you're wearing. Don't open your eyes. Don't look to see what the fabric is or what you're wearing. In fact, I would think most people can probably remember what they wore today. But maybe you've come home and you've changed and you don't remember. Maybe you just got dressed and ran off to work this morning. You have no idea what you put on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. See if you can identify it by using your perception of touch. So by moving your hands up and down your legs gently, focus on your fingertips. And what's the fabric like underneath those fingertips? Is it smooth? Is it silky? Is it cotton or denim? Can you feel lumps and bumps in the fabric? Is it woolen? What's it like? Is it warm? Is it cold? And this is a good one because we can all feel. So just move your fingers up gently, up and down. You can use your whole hand if you want, make the whole palm or go onto the trousers, or if you're wearing shorts, it could be your leg. You can do it with your leg as well. Feel the hairs if you have any. Feel the silkiness of your skin. It's just about paying attention, a distraction to your mind to help it calm down and focus on something else intently. Now, of course, you can do this with other things. You could pick up a cushion. You could pick up a blanket. You could pick up a teddy bear and just focus on how it feels. Okay, let's go to taste. So for a moment with your eyes closed, what can you taste in your mouth already? Maybe you can taste dinner. Maybe you just had din-dins. Maybe you had something garlicky at lunch and you can still taste the garlic. Perhaps you just cleaned your teeth. Maybe you cleaned your teeth before you started tonight. Again, no right or wrong. What can you taste? Did you have some fruit earlier? Did you have some bread, a sandwich? Maybe some pizza? What can you taste in your mouth? Coffee, there's another good one. That taste can linger for a long time. Okay, now I want you to come to your fifth sense, which is sight. So when you're ready, open your eyes and then just look ahead of you. And if there's something interesting to look at, it doesn't have to be interesting. I like to think of it that way because it probably more enjoyable for you, but ultimately I have a brick wall in front of me and I can look at that and I can see each of the individual bricks, and underneath the bricks you can see the shade. Some of the bricks are perfectly smooth, some of them got little lumps and bumps in, some of them they're old, perhaps a corner's been chipped off. So it's about paying exquisite attention to what you can see. So you might pick a picture, you might have a headboard if you're in the bedroom, or you might be in the office and you're looking at a bank of books. So just start to pay attention to, one, the color. What color or colors can you see? And if it's just one color, let's say it's something red or blue or green, it doesn't matter what the color is. Can you see different shades in it? Perhaps if it's a cube, one side's darker than the other, even though you know it's all the same green, it looks like it's darker. If you were going to paint it, that would be darker green than this side with all the light on it. Pay attention to all those things. What shape is it? Has it got square edges? Has it got smooth edges, rounded edges? Is it rectangular? Is it circular? Is it polished? Do you imagine, don't touch it, but imagine if you did touch it, if you did stroke it, put your fingers onto it, would it feel rough or smooth? Just feel with your eyes now. Pay attention. Look for shades, look for color. Imagine if it would be hot or cold. And just use your sight. Can you hear that dog in the background? That would have been a good one. When you're listening with your eyes closed and you're listening to sounds, the dog would have been a good one. Then I could start to imagine, what would that dog be like? Big dog, small dog, hairy dog? Would I know the dog? Is it the neighbour's dog, friend's dog? You might not be able to hear it. Anyway, let's continue our journey. So can you see how mindfulness, we use the five senses to calm our mind down? When our mind is calm, our body's calm. We've already talked about the health implications there as well. So this again can be done at home or in the office, the bedroom, the lounge. It can be done on a bus. It could be on a train. I was flying to the USA, 11-hour flight, perfect time to close your eyes. I nodded off, I promise you. I watch full movies too. But a great opportunity to be very, very, very calm. And you get the opportunity to do this any time of day you want. If you have got something important coming up, like a meeting or a phone call, or you're going to go and see somebody, try these techniques. Try the mindfulness or try the breath work, just to get yourself in a better state, a state of grace. And if you are thinking that it's a sales conversation perhaps, or a sales meeting, maybe you're going to see a customer, an important customer, and this can make you anxious, this can make you nervous. Get calm first. Think about your intentions. What do you want the outcome to be from this meeting? So all of this stuff can start to empower you. Again, I don't want to throw lots and lots and lots at you in one go. I just want to help you start going in the right direction. But if you start to play with this, start to practice this week after week after week after week, you will find a difference. And that might only take a month. Just think, that's only 4 sessions in a month. You start to do this every day, it might take a week, and you start to feel the benefits. And of course, if you are only doing it every now and again, maybe over a period of a year, you can start to feel those benefits. But the minute you feel those benefits, I'm confident you want to start practicing more and more and more. And there's no reason why you can't do it more than once a day. Okay, let's get on to our final segment now, which is meditation. So once again, I want you to close your eyes and get comfortable. Just sit where you are, close your eyes, breathe in. By the way, if you have been on your feet all day, maybe you have a job where you're on your feet, maybe in a hospital, perhaps you're a driver, so you sat down, but then you're delivering to and fro the doors, and maybe you work in a factory, maybe you're on your feet in a store, in a hotel. There are so many jobs where you may be on your feet a great deal. Maybe you've been sat down a great deal as a driver or at a desk with a computer. Then take the opportunity to have a little stretch before we go into the meditation. Shrug your shoulders, help release any tension or anxiety that you might have, and get yourself nice and comfortable. Okay, I'm going to bring the music back in at this point. Okay, let's go back to the breath work for a moment. Nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do one more. Go for the 5. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So meditation is one of my favorite things to do. And then sometimes people think meditation is a little hippie-like. They might think that you're trying to zone out. But the fact is, meditation can give you the opportunity to connect to your inner self. That can bring along lots of inspiration, lots of ideas. So if you're an innovator or you have a job where you have to work things out, come and think up new ideas. Maybe it's marketing, perhaps it's sales, perhaps it's technology. So many jobs where you might need to find something new. Meditation is a great way to go. By going inside, closing your eyes and calming down, it can change a lot. So this really can be great for your mind mastery. So I like to think of calmness as a superfood for your brain. Because when you're calm, your brain can process thoughts far more clearly. Decision making, well, this might be important to many of you listening right now. Decision making becomes a walk in the park rather than a hike through a storm. You're more likely to make choices based on logic and reason instead of panic or pressure. I think you'll agree that that's a good place to be. Plus, calmness is a close friend of concentration, imagination, and intention. So you find yourself being more productive and efficient in whatever you're doing. And of course, emotions are a big part of this as well. So calmness keeps you from dining out too much on your anger or your frustration. Yeah, and you might have good reasons to feel that way. Well, personally, I don't think there are any good reasons to feel that way, because once you've got emotional management, you'll know that the smartest place, the best place to be, is a calm place. And calmness keeps you from being frustrated and angry. It helps in creating better relationships because you're calm, you're a better listener, you communicate more clearly. And let's face it, it's just nicer to be around. So people that tend to keep their cool, that can navigate the social seas with a steady hand, they can avoid the icebergs of conflict and ride the waves of harmonious interaction. Doesn't that sound like a better place to be? You're just being in charge of who you are and the way you act, the way you react. Okay. Do you want us to share a little secret too? Calmness is contagious. Have you ever noticed that when a serene person walks into a room, the place can seem to mellow out, especially if it's a leader or a trainer, the person that's in charge of that room, a teacher? Calmness can set the tone for an environment, influencing others to take a deep breath, to slow down and take things in their stride. So you can lead here by example. So just hold on to your emotions, hold on to your mind mastery. And by living in this way, by being in your state of grace, you might find that those around you do the same thing. And last but not least, embracing calmness can lead to a deeper sense of contentment, fulfillment, happiness. When you're not constantly in fight or flight mode, then you can take the time to appreciate the little things in life, like the way the sunlight filters through the leaves on a peaceful autumn morning, where it's easier to find your way when you're not tangled up in anxiety, when you're not wound up by a colleague or a boss or a partner. So being calm, think of it as a superpower, and it can help to keep you healthy, sharpen your mind, smooth out your emotions, and just make life a whole lot more enjoyable. So remember this power of peace, because your calm mind is your ticket to a world where you can handle anything with a lot more grace and a lot less grit. I bet you've heard that term, keep calm and carry on. Yeah, you heard that term? Very big over here in the UK. Keep calm and carry on. That really is good advice. Then try it, play with it, experience it, test it. I bet you come to understand that this is a better way to be. That's certainly true for me. I used to be very well. I'm still high energy. I like to be animated. I like to be fun. I play with my kids a lot, but I certainly did not have control of my emotions as a younger person. That's something that's come to me as I've got older now. I'm almost 60 now, and I would say probably the last 20 years I've learned to calm down, and specifically the last 13 since I've been coaching individuals on a regular basis. I've calmed down myself a great deal. And sometimes people argue that's just maturity. It could be. I think it's just being exposed to this sort of information and experiencing it, trying it. And like anything, you start to see results, then you want more of it. You don't see results, then you tend to let it go. Okay. meditation. We've only got a few minutes to play with this, but let's take an opportunity right now to imagine just in front of our eyes a small ball about the size of, let's say, a ping pong ball or a tennis ball. You decide, a golf ball, and it's sitting there like a little planet, like a sun, 4, 5, 6 inches in front of you, and it's orbiting. It's just going round and round and round and round, spinning around just there in front of your eyes. In fact, because it's a miniature sun, you can feel the heat on your eyes. Imagine you were with me a couple of weeks ago now in Arizona, 104 degrees. It was hot. The Arizonans, they were telling me it was 120, 122 during their summer. So we were fortunate, but 104 is certainly one of the hottest heats I've enjoyed. I say enjoyed, I enjoyed. I did enjoy it. All right, imagine that little ball now spinning around. The heat, you can feel the heat on your eyelids because you've got your eyes closed. And imagine how that heat just keeps coming and coming and coming, and it creates little pools of light on your eyelids. Little pools of light sitting there on your eyelids. And now that light, it can be a white light, it can be a golden light, but any way you look at it, it's beautiful, it's sunny, it's loving, it's caring, it's relaxing. It now penetrates your eyelids and encompasses your entire eye. Your left and your right eye is now submerged in this beautiful, warm light. And it feels healthy, it feels good, it feels relaxing. And if you do have any problems with your eyes, just imagine, I'm not telling you can do this, but just imagine your eyes being healed. Imagine if your eyes are tired from looking at a screen all day, or driving all day, or looking at computers, whatever it is that you do. Imagine your eyes right now being more relaxed, feeling healed, feeling happy. Okay, what you say, that heat now, that warm light, that loving light, take it up from your eyelids and bring it up into the bridge of your nose, and then draw that light up onto your forehead, and it spreads out to the left and the right, all the way around to the ears. That feels good. It's not hot, it's just a warm light. Now it's massaging your forehead. You can feel it as if somebody's got their hands there massaging your forehead. It's very relaxing. It feels so good. Now take that light up onto the top of your head, your scalp, and imagine someone massaging the top of your head right now. Very, very relaxing. And bring that light further around, down the back of the head. Coming down the back of the head now onto the back of the neck. And imagine that light surrounding your entire neck, making its way around and around your neck. Warm, loving, relaxing light. And with your mind's eye, don't physically try to do this, but with your mind's eye, imagine somebody stood behind you and they start to massage your shoulders. That feels really good. You just squeeze your shoulders gently. If you need to tilt your neck to the left and the right gently, just do it gently. Crick your neck. If you want to swing your head around gently, so roll it around. Go down to one side, let's say left, and then roll it around to the back. Roll it around to the right, roll it forward, roll it left, roll it back. Maybe you can hear it cracking as you release the stress, the tension. Ooh, I've got a wave of tiredness then. My jet lag caught up with me again. I've got my eyes closed. I did tell you I do close my eyes when we're doing this, and I could feel the tiredness coming over me. Okay, I want you to imagine now that your entire head is enveloped in this white light or golden light, whichever color you decided on. And it's making you feel so relaxed, fully relaxed, fully relaxed. entire head. Bring it down to the shoulders. Let's go right shoulder first. Your right shoulder's now being massaged. Feels really, really good. Again, a little more grace and a lot less grit. Keep calm and carry on. Okay, now let's go to the left shoulder. Very relaxing. Imagine someone stood behind you, their hands on your shoulders, and they're massaging away right now. You're feeling very, very relaxed. If I had more time, I'd do the entire body, but we don't have time tonight. But this is a good example of just how you could make the head relax. If you're in a tailspin, you've just had a bad call, or a bad meeting, or somebody says something that really upset you, then just focus on the head. You don't have to do a full body meditation or body scan, as we call it. You don't need to do that. This is just a head scan. Maybe if you wanted to, you could go down the arms into the hands, and then you come back out. So let's take that light right now from the shoulders, bring it back to the neck. It's on the back of the neck. Hold it there for a moment. And then draw that energy up over the back of the neck, to the back of the head, onto the top of the head. So it's on your top of your head right now, your scalp. It's still relaxing, energizing you as well. Feels fantastic. And draw it down onto the forehead, to the bridge of the nose, drawing that light down the nose and into the bank again. Now just sat there with the pools of light on your eyes, feeling good, feeling relaxed. Oh, so relaxed. Feels amazing. And now allow that light to go back to the ball that's spinning around just there in front of you. Throw all that light back into the ball, and then allow the ball to disappear into the ether, just like a spaceship taking off and whoo, gone. Where'd it go? It's gone. Okay, final deep breath in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do that now for 3. In for the count of 1, 2, 3. Hold on to it for 1, 2, 3, and let it out for 1, 2, 3. Okay, when you're ready, open your eyes if you need to. Shake it all out just to feel nice and relaxed. I hope that was good for you. That's the end of tonight's session. Again, this is every Monday at 7. That's what the M7 stands for. Mondays at 7. We're live at 7 o'clock. If you miss it, it doesn't matter, because it then goes into a broadcast on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. And it's also on a podcast as well. I just recommend you don't maybe do it when you're driving, or if you know that you've got to go somewhere, because this can make you feel very, very relaxed. If you're at home and you fall asleep, don't panic. Enjoy it. If it ensures that you drift off and you get some sleep that you might need or even want, then that's perfect too. If you would like to know more information, then feel free to go to my website. That's engagewithsuccess.com. And it's really all about the mind. It's about mind mastery. It's about emotional management. It's about taking control of your life and enjoying the success that you want and deserve. I really do believe that all of us can have, be, and do whatever we want, but life gets in the way and we get all these limiting beliefs. And so those can stop us from being who we really, really want to be. If I can help you fly, then I will certainly do that. feel free to have a look at some of the resources. There's a resources button on the website, and you'll find the podcast and newsletters and all sorts of things available. But there's also buttons that will take you through to other teachers. And there's books, new books, classic books. And I say classic, some of these are hundreds of years old. So there's some really great stuff in there, because personal development, mind mastery has been around for many, many, many years, not just decades, but centuries. And in fact, I'll even go, if you think about the ancient Greeks, the ancient Egyptians, then you know that we're actually talking for thousands of years. So thank you for your company. I do appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you very, very soon, hopefully next Monday. Bye for now.
This is the ultimate destination for exploring the inner workings of your mind, unlocking the secrets to cultivating a success mindset, and igniting your personal growth for lasting inner peace. Through immersive workshops, you will experience the synergy of breathwork, mindfulness, and meditation as catalysts for your mental fitness and profound transformation. You'll be guided on a path to embrace the present moment, master your mind, and cultivate emotional management. Engage with success and attain your state of grace by tuning in for the live broadcast of M7 My Mind Matters on Mondays at 7 p.m. UK time, or catch up at your convenience on social media. Visit engagewithsuccess.com and click on the resources button for links and plenty of free inspiration.